Alright guys, so here we are. We're going to start Old Guy Farmer's throwing up the gauntlet. He's going to throw up the challenge to see who can earn the most money in 3 years playing on his Goldcrest Valley edit. So I thought we'd go ahead and pick up this challenge and see what we can do. So there are some pretty specific rules related to this challenge, and I'm just going to go ahead and bring that up now and read those to you so that we understand what's going on. This is called the Old Guy Farm Challenge. So there are basically the challenge is this: at the end of the third winter, and it may be extended, we're not sure, but I think that it's pretty much going to be 3 years. You must sell everything that you own, and the highest total wins. So the prize that's going to be thrown up is the DLC that is going to be, I guess, the Platinum Edition DLC that's coming out in November. All official entries must stream, either YouTube or Twitch, all progress. So there can't be any progress in a private save that's off screen. So all work must be done on screen, on camera, if you will. Play at your own pace, but must be completed by November 1st, 2017. To enter, you must post your entry with YouTube or Twitch channel on Old Guy Farming's game page or Facebook page, or send me a message at the PCSG website. His username is Old Guy Farmer. You can also join him on his Discord channel, and there's a link in my description to these rules, and there's links to his YouTube channel, his Facebook page, and his Discord server. So these are the rules. You must use the seasons mod, running 6-day seasons. You must play on hard mode. You can skip nighttime only from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. using the Alt-N function within seasons. All other times you must run at 15 times speed. At no point in time can you change from 15 times speed to anything faster or slower other than when you hit Alt-N. All tractors must be 250 horsepower or less. You can only use one hired helper at a time, which includes follow me. So you can't have multiple follow me people following you. You cannot sell loose silage at any at any sell point or the BGA, or BGP as he refers to it. You can do one mission per day. All streams must start and end at the same game loading screen, which is why we are here at the Farm Sim menu screen. Mods may be added or removed as you go, but there is a mod warning that I'll get to. All placeable mods must have proper purchase price and no production style placeables. In-game greenhouses allowed only. If you use Courseplay, you must pay the worker, and you cannot edit the amount in the save game. Absolutely no editing of the map or the save game, i.e. you cannot open the map in the editor and put in placeables because that would mean that you wouldn't be paying for them. The game extension mod is not permitted. No money or equipment cheats will be allowed. If you get caught, you will be disqualified. Personal mods will be allowed, but the purchase price must be reasonable. Equipment and placeables must be of reasonable use, i.e. no 60-foot plows. So if you're interested in doing this challenge, you can see from the link that I put in the description how to basically register for the challenge, and there's a link to the map on that same webpage. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump on in. So we're going to start a new save game here, hard mode, and we're going to pick up the map, Old Guy Farms, and we're going to basically pick the mods that we're going to want to load in here. Now we can change our mods going forward, but I'm going to try to load in the mods that I plan on using for the most part. So I see DN Gaming in chat. How you doing? So we're going to pick this plow. That's the plow from the mod contest. I'm going to pick the Fords. Seasons, of course. We're going to pick that just so that we can not have to get out of the tractor to open gates. We'll do the chopped straw because I know this map is prepared with chopped straw. Follow me, glance, auto unload round baler. That's the mod that is not permitted. We'll make sure we do not check that. We're going to pick these, but I don't think that we're going to buy those. I don't think we'll need that. Just for fun, we're going to have the trains running around the map. Definitely need the Massey pack. Love this little old trailer, this old tank. This mod came from the Hoff Bergman equipment pack. Got the map picked. You're going to need the trailer. Go ahead and pick that one too. I'll pick up my favorite semi here. Hey Justin, how you doing in chat? Thank you. Thank you for saying you love my videos. Let's see here. No placeables, so we got to skip through all those. We might use that. We're definitely going to need that one. We might use that. GPS. No manual fast forward because we don't want to be tempted. So I think that'll do us for now. So the first thing we do when we get in here, we're going to have to bump our time to 15x and set our days to 6. We're also going to give this game a game save, so I know what the heck we're doing on this game save. And since we are running at 15 times speed and time is literally money, we're going to be as fast-paced as possible. Spring. All right, so let's go to 15x speed. Let's go to 6 days. Like that. Let's go to Fahrenheit, just so that we love Fahrenheit. And let's go back. Let's apply our settings. Alright, so now we comply with the rules. Let's go here and change this. Alright. Off, 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 off. All this stuff's off normally. All right, so like I said, time is money here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get a hired helper to plow up some fields. I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing? Let's see, where's the plow at? Oh, it's over there. So with 15 times speed, that's going to basically bring us to about 1 game day for every hour to hour and 20 minutes or so of gameplay. And what I'm going to do is we're going to basically stream, and at the end of each game day, I'm going to start and stop each stream at around 6 a.m. So we are going to, we do not need a harvester because we are going to have no crops. So we are going to sell this thing. All right, come on. All right, there you finally open up for me. Oh. I should have known that gate would open that way. So with seasons, we don't have any crops to harvest, and we are not going to grow a crop, so we are going to sell this thing. So as I said, we're going to start each episode at around 6 a.m. and end each episode at around 6 a.m. Each stream is going to be about an hour to hour and 20 minutes long. I think I'm going to try to do 2, maybe 3 game days back to back here. So we should be streaming for about 3.5 hours, but we're going to break it up into 3 separate streams because I'm going to try to do one episode of challenge per game day. So that's how I want to kind of split it out. I will need to tab into those trains and slow them down a little bit, I think. So I know that this particular harvester doesn't have a rear hitch, so we can't have a tractor following me because I already hired him to plow. So we're going to have to drive this one up here ourselves just to get a little bit extra money. We're just going to sell off stuff I know we're not going to use. It's already 8 o'clock in the morning, and we've only been streaming for 15 minutes. And half of that time was spent on the loading screen giving you the rules and the stipulations of the challenge. What map on Farm Sim 15 are you playing there, Deanne? So this map is a Goldcrest Valley edit that Old Guy Farmer did. He called it Old Guy Farms. Basically, he reworked many of the sell points. He reworked all of the animal areas. The sheep are now at the main farm. Each farm has its own silo and it's basically set up as its own independent farm. We want to sell that bad boy. And we're going to jump back to the farm. And we're going to continue the sell fest. We're not going to have crops. We don't need a stinking header. That's for sure. Before I get plowed over by a train, I better tab into them. Okay. They're already going at a decent speed. I think there's some way to basically make the trains run at a set speed, but I have not figured it out without having to tab into them. There's our Union Pacific patriotic train skin. I can sell this at the farm, but I get a few extra dollars by driving it to the shop. And at the end of the day, at the end of 3 years, every dollar could count. So I want to make as much money as I can off of the junk that I didn't pay anything for. Because this challenge, as far as I'm concerned, is all about being as efficient as possible. So we're going to try to do things as quick as we can, but also we want to be as cost conscious as we can. All right, we got a weight here we can pick up, take back to the farm. I was watching an old guy do his stream of a couple episodes and realized that he had one of our pieces of our starting equipment is his weight, and it was here at the farm. So we're going to look at where is we at? Cultivators. We want this one. 130 horsepower. How big is this tractor? 193 horsepower. All right. So we're going to pick this cultivator up because it gives me a plow bonus. Oops. So I can, this is a 4-meter plow basically. Alright. So we're going to go back and take out that stop sign. And we're going to get to plowing. So if there's anybody interested in doing this challenge, you can look at the link that's in the description. You do need to be set up to be able to stream, or you could kind of play along on a private save and just not be entered into the contest and see how well you do. It's a heck of a forested area. So my goal for this game day is to have all of our fields plowed. Can I fit through there? Hot dang, I can. Alright. Let's GPS this up. Let's get to plowing. So this is technically a cultivator, so it gives the cultivation texture, but I get a plow bonus. So as far as I'm concerned, it's the equivalent of a 4-meter plow. And once our JCB up there is done plowing that field, we're going to stick him over there and plow that field while we're working here. Thankfully, we've got a pretty warm spring ground temperature. There's our train. Let's take a look at the forecast here. We got rain forecasted for tomorrow. 36 degrees. 45 degrees day 3. I'm just looking to see when I think I can put some seed in the ground. Need that. No, it's slightly better in price if we drive it up there. It's not a lot better. But it's maybe a couple % better. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Awesome? Hope you enjoyed the stream last night with over at Serenity Valley with Rockhound. Just so that you know, Serenity Valley 2 version 2 is up now over at Mod Hoster. Yeah, I should have, I didn't think about this. That's alright. We're going to use that manure mod for something else anyway. But I should have thought about picking up a manure spreader and spreading this field with manure before we went and did this. See you later, Deanne. Looks like he's about done over there. That particular field where we have the... Oh, he's missing all kinds of spots. Where we got him plowing, that field actually starts out fully fertilized. So that's a nice time saver for us. So for those of you that in chat that don't know or that are watching that, this is what part of the Coon pack, the Coon DLC pack. It's a pretty cheap cultivator at $10,000 at 4 meters wide that also plows. It's a pretty cheap 4-meter plow also. Go ahead and check, and you can see the need plowing is going away as we do that. Although it's coming up as cultivated, not plowed. I am on PC. This map is PC only. Alright, Helper A has completed his task, so we're going to grab him and put him over there in that field. And then we're going to clean up his dirty work there with this particular plow. Run on over here. Let's check something first. That's what I thought. We're going to drop the plow and do this little side. Oops. Back up. Tomorrow's Monday. I don't think I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow because I've got some other commitments in the evening. I will definitely be live streaming Wednesday night. My kids are away at their grandparents this week, so I'm going to try to get a head start on this challenge and see how far I can get before obviously the kids come back and my time is then all of a sudden taken up by them. But we do have until November 1st to complete this challenge. At 3 years, it's 6 game days, so it's basically 72 episodes that we will need to do. I believe the math on that is right, 72. Which then puts us at about 96 hours, I think I did the math on. 96 streaming hours between now and November 1st to get this finished out. So the only, I guess, negative on this particular implement is it's got a fairly slow working speed of 7 miles an hour. I think the other plow there plows at 9. And I'm not sure what the working width of that other plow is, but I really don't like those angled plows. I have the hardest time getting them to work right and not missing spots. And this plow, being that it's a direct 3-point hitch, it makes it a whole lot easier to know where you're going. Those plows seem to have this nasty habit of missing little bits. I like those Jumpa plows, those 3-point hitch triangle shaped plows. I like them too, but they seem to require a heck of a lot of horsepower for a working width that they have. And with this challenge, we're limited to 250 horsepower tractors or below. Let's just check. Alright, that's good. Let's get back over here to our field. Looks like there was a section here that we might have missed. So the strategy I'm going to have with this map is we start with 3 tractors and a telehandler. We are going to sell the other tractor. We're only going to keep 2 tractors. And I figure if I only have 2 tractors, then there's no way I can accidentally hire more than one person because I plan on being in the other tractor the whole time. So that will keep that rule from being broken. I'm doing good, Mr. Awesome. Unless I've already replied to that and don't remember. So once we get this cultivated, we're going to, I really should have fertilized this field first. But I was too caught up with wanting to get it plowed. So once we get this field cultivated / plowed, we're going to spray it, because we start with a liquid fertilizer sprayer, and I believe we start with some free fertilizer. So why buy fertilizer if we already have some free that has been supplied to us? So we're going to use liquid fertilizer until we've used up all of our free fertilizer, and then I've got a plan to switch over to solid fertilizer. So we're already at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So like I said, 15 times speed, you've got to know what you want to do and execute the plan as quickly and as well as possible. If you spend too much time thinking about what you're going to get done next, you have squandered half of a day. We're also going to keep the seeder that we start out with, at least until we get these fields seeded. And then I'm thinking about selling that seeder and picking up a different one. Simply to minimize our daily maintenance costs, because again, time is money, and at the end of the day, it's all about how much money we have made and kept. So if we can have equipment that costs as little as possible to run, then that's more money we can keep in the bank. So we are allowed to work through the night if we want. We don't have to fast forward at 9 p.m. If we want to keep working through the nighttime, we can. Although I do believe that that after a set hour, I think hired helpers cost us more. So into the nighttime, we probably want to work by ourselves. Have you ever played Sims 4? No, I have not played Sims 4. To give you an idea how old I am, I played the original Sims on PC when it was actually a brand new game. My wife played Sims for quite a long time. She was rather addicted to it. There's something to be said about basically living your life or telling other people how to do their things. But we've gotten out of that. Tried to get our daughter into playing Sims a while ago, but she didn't have much interest in it. Hey, Rubber Burner, how you doing? I've decided to pick up Old Guy Farmer's Challenge. Old Guy basically his 3-year make as much money as you can challenge. We're halfway through day 1. And trust me, there will be no manual bale handling on this map. Because at 15 times speed, it's all about how quick can you get things done. I encourage you to try to pick up the challenge. It would be great to compete head-to-head with you. Since you do stream, you've already got one of the requirements down. Let's see, where's our plow? He's making slow progress over there. How did your stream on Woodbridge? Is it Woodbridge? Westbridge? Which one is it? Well, I don't see a problem with starting the challenge with a massive hangover. That sounds fine to me. It might mean you're a little slow and don't quite get as much done as you should. Woodshire, that's it. So are you going to keep higher hills and basically do 2 maps? Sure did put a bunch of trees in over here. We might have to take over plowing that field so we can get it done tonight. So I don't know how long he's going to take to get that done. Once we get this plowed, this particular field plowed, we do have some other housekeeping things to do as far as picking up some other equipment. And we could fertilize this field. I am regretting not fertilizing this field before we started plowing it. But we'll just deal with it. So this map does also have gold nuggets. So at some point in time when we have decided that there isn't work to be done, it is not against the rules to earn a cool $1 million in collecting nuggets. And unless Unless Old Guy Farmer has gone around and moved nuggets around on us, we're going to be able to know where most of the nuggets are, because this is Goldcrest Valley. So we're going to let our hired helper work till 6 p.m. and at 6 p.m. we're going to send him home and do the rest of the work ourselves. That'll hopefully give us enough time to do what we want on this field. Alright. So I'll get 91,600 if I sell it here. We're going to take this and the bale trailer up to the shop and get rid of them. Because if I can only have one hired helper, I don't want 3 tractors. And I don't need 3 tractors sitting around giving me daily maintenance fees. And this particular trailer is manual load only. And like I said, I don't have time to deal with manual loading bales. So we're going to pick up an auto load version. But we're not going to buy that today. Because we're not going to need it today. And why should I pay maintenance on something that I'm not going to use until I need it? Better not get run over by this train. Alright, let's go. Come on. Anybody coming? Good. So we also have a cultivator back at the farm. At some point in time, we're going to sell that because we won't need that cultivator with the Kuhn plow cultivator. It is a wider width, but we're not going to use it. We're just going to get rid of it. We're going to get rid of it before midnight, so we don't have maintenance fees. It is 5 o'clock. We've been streaming for 50 minutes. So I'd say about 40 minutes of gameplay will get us from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Alright, so we hit 91.6. We had 91.6 at the other one, didn't we? Alrighty, let's jump back here. Let's pick up some eggs. I do not have FS16. We also start with some bales of, I guess they're hay. I'm not going to have any use for them. I'm going to sell them. Yep, so we start with 6 pallets of seed and 2 pallets of liquid fertilizer. Like I said, we're going to use the liquid fertilizer until it runs out. So the field on our left here starts out fully fertilized, so we don't need to fertilize it. Alright, so we'll get a little bit of fertilizing in here before we kick our hired helper to the curb. Because like I said, I don't know when they start to cost more money, but we'll see. It looks like we've been averaging $110 an hour for hired help. So hopefully at 6 o'clock, our pay from 5 to 6 will be $110. If it's not, then we know that we need to fire that guy at 5 o'clock going forward. We're not going to make another pass. We will send him home as soon as he gets to the end of this row. Hey Tony, how you doing? I've decided to take up Old Guy Farms challenge. Alright, so $110 for 5 to 6 o'clock, so that didn't cost me any extra money. So that's good. Alright, you go home. This up. And let's get rid of this thing. I do not need 2 plows going forward. Why can't I unhook you? Oops. Get out of the tractor. Oh, I can't sell you here. You little pain in the tail. Alright, I'll sell you later. Come on. I do not start. You start with 15,000 because this is on hard mode. The only reason that I have more money right now is because I have sold most of the starting equipment, including a fairly large harvester, because I won't have any need for a harvester. Not with the strategy that I plan on using. So we've sold a harvester, a header trailer, the Hurleman, and a bale trailer so far. We've got a cultivator and a plow yet to sell. We have a sprayer to sell once we run out of liquid fertilizer. We do have some other equipment to pick up, but we are going to buy it only when we need it, as opposed to buying it now and letting it sit for several game days, basically running up maintenance costs. Because this challenge is all about how much money you have at the end of 3 game years, running 6-day seasons at 15 times speed. So on the last day of year 3, we will sell everything we own, and whoever's running the challenge, basically whoever has the highest total at the end of 3 years will win the Platinum DLC. Turn off our hazards. There we go. Mr. Austin wants to know if I'm going to buy animals. My answer is no. Animals are a waste of time. I do not need to be wasting my time caring for them, cleaning for them, growing crops for them. It's a waste of my time. I'm all about doing only things that are going to make me money. So we will not have animals on this farm during this challenge. So let's just say that if I'm not going to need a harvester and I'm not going to have animals, what do you think we're going to plant? I'll let you think about that for a little bit. I don't think we're going to be planting until day 3. Well, hold on, I got a phone call. Alright, I'm back. You have got it. Now the rules say you cannot sell loose silage at any sell point or the BGA/BGP. Old Guy Farmer calls it a BGP for, I guess, biogas plant. So you can't do corn silage because that would be selling loose silage. We are only going to be dealing with wrapped bales. We are going to be baling and wrapping and selling silage bales. That is our second, that will be one of our 2 forms of income. So with seasons, the bales do not ferment instantly. So once we wrap them, we have to wait 2 game days before we can sell them as silage bales. And we have to wait until our grass grows. So we will probably not be baling anything until some point, probably close to summer. And since we have a map full of grass, we will be mowing not just the grass that we have planted. The BGA, it doesn't matter. I can't use it. I can't sell silage at the BGA. I could, in theory, sell silage bales at the BGA, but that takes too much time to load them into the grinder. So I assume that prices at the BGA drop. I don't know. I haven't played this map outside of this challenge, but I know one of the stipulations is we can't sell loose silage at any sell point or the BGA. So we're going to be wrapping bales and only selling them at the barn. Now the barn is not on the main farm. The barn is way up by field 31. It's Mary's hay sales. Let's see, we got a little bit there, a little bit there to plow. So Mr. Awesome wants to know if I will do a giveaway. I don't know, probably not. I think lots of those are kind of gimmicky. You know, the giveaways when you get to a certain number of subscribers and all. I don't really care what my subscriber count is. Not really that worried about it. I do like to see it go up. That's definitely. Don't get me wrong there. I like to see everything go up because I like to know that people like my content. And I think to some degree, like, you know, I'll give something away when I get to 750 subscribers or something. You know, are people just subscribing for the chance to get something and not really watching or bothered about my content? So, in my view, I'm more concerned about people liking and wanting to watch my content than hoping that they're going to win something. But that's just my thought on it. Alright, so once we finish this, we're going to run the plow and the cultivator up to sell. We'll leave our sprayer down here. Let's look at our starting equipment and see what else we need to get rid of. We need to get rid of the telehandler and probably the bucket. How much do these cost me? We'll keep them for a little bit. Oh, do I need that? Do I need that at all? Actually, we're keeping the telehandler. No, 115. We might get something different. Are we going to keep that? We might get rid of that too. All right. You this particular series is not going to be about realism whatsoever. It's all going to be about speed. So we will jump from machine to machine. We will teleport from location to location. and we'll drive through fields because that's the quickest way to get somewhere. Alright, let's go sell some more stuff. Then I gotta figure out if we're gonna keep that telehandler or not. I'm gonna need something to shovel manure, but I don't know if I want to spend that much per day. I've got another telehandler that I'm thinking about that might be cheaper. So, Annex wants to know who came up with the idea for this contest. This would be Old Guy Farmer's contest. He's the originator of it. You can find a link to his webpage about it in my description. And information on how to join and start the participate in the contest. Participation does require you to be able to stream, so if you're not able to stream, then you can't participate officially. But who's to say that you don't participate unofficially and just kind of play along and see what you can do as far as earning money. Come on, man. I ain't got time for you. Alright, let's go back to the farm. Because if we do buy anything, we will have it delivered. Where you at? Come on. I know you're slower and everything. So I'm thinking about getting rid of this JCB, just so I can get something that costs less. But I'm kind of torn because it's quick. So will I make up for its higher maintenance costs by being able to get around the map quicker? I don't know. I'm gonna have to, I guess, compare maintenance costs and see what I think. once we get down here, we'll take a look at telehandler costs. Where are we at? So this one costs $170 a day. This one costs $100 a day. 24 mile an hour, 24 mile an hour, 122 horsepower, 140 horsepower. Done. We know what we're going to buy now. Where is our bucket? Is there a bucket in here? Is that our bucket back there? Or is that the desk? Is that our bucket over there? That's our bucket on the trailer. We're not going to use this bucket. And we're not going to use that tipper. So let's get rid of him before midnight. This thing has horrible lights. They're all right in front of that bucket. So we got a game hour to sell this and the tipper without incurring costs. I think we can get to the store in less than a game hour. I think old guy Farmer was doing it in 20 game minutes, basically, which seems about legit. You know, you wouldn't be running a farm within like 2 minutes of your of town. If it's not in the rules, then it's allowed. That's my take. The rules were a bit shorter when I was first looking at this challenge, and I pointed out a few possible loopholes, and old guy Farmer closed some of those loopholes up because I was basically saying, so I can earn money however I want, as long as I don't sell loose silage at the BGA. Any way of making money is allowed. And I think he eventually read through the lines at what I was trying to do, and that's where no placeables that are money generating other than the greenhouses are allowed, or no production placeables per se, because now that it's not allowed, I'll tell you exactly what I was thinking about doing. Is I've got a charcoal placeable. That's a charcoal factory. And it makes really good money, and all I have to do is give it wood chips and logs. So I'm planning on doing some forestry anyway, so I figured I could make lots of money by making charcoal. Can't do that anymore. So he did mention in one of his streams, I think it was a day 3, day 4 stream, that this map does have nuggets still, and you can collect nuggets. That's not against the rules. So if you want to take time, again, time is money. So if you feel that you can collect 100 gold nuggets and get $1 million, and not lose too much productivity out of it, then go right ahead. Since this is Goldcrest Valley, we do have a pretty good idea probably where most of the nuggets are. So we don't have to spend too much time trying to find at least 10 of them to know where the rest of them are. And over the course of 3 game years, I see that there being plenty of time to run around and pick up nuggets as we are waiting on things to grow. So I think it looked like it took about 40 minutes to get there and back from the store. So I think that concludes what we want to sell. We will be working through the first night. So we're going to fertilize. Oh, we've got a loan. We need to get rid of that loan. There, we won't have that payment anymore. Are you saying it takes about 40 minutes to find the nuggets? Okay. Well, 40 real-time minutes is almost an entire game day. So that's something to think about, because you do have to play at 15 times speed. So now that it's past midnight, we cannot fast forward time because the option of fast forwarding time is not available to us anymore, I don't believe. Right now, I think there's 3 people doing the contest that I know about. I haven't checked his Discord recently, but I do know that there was at least one other person on Twitch that was doing this. It's 39 degrees and 39, both 39 ground and air temp today. So we will keep streaming until it gets to be 6 a.m. Then I'm going to save the game, exit out to the main menu, and stop the stream. At that point in time, I will probably take about a 5-minute break, reconfigure the stream, and start up game 2, or day 2. Am I going to stream daily? Probably not. So this first week probably will be streaming more than I will be for the subsequent weeks. And that's because I've got 2 kids, and they're both happen to be with their grandparents this week. kind of doing a summer vacation with their grandparents, which means that we've got extra free time that we normally would not have. So I'm going to try to take advantage of that free time this week and do some extra streaming. So my plan for at least today is possibly to stream 3 game days worth of this contest, and then we'll see where we are this evening. It's almost 5 p.m. for me local time. Well, I'm glad you liked this idea. Again, if you're capable of streaming, although I think you've asked me before if I'm on PS4, so you may be a console player. But if you're capable of streaming, I suggest you reach out to Old Guy Farmer and see if you want to see about joining the contest. Let's see here. Can I get up here without folding up these arms? Looks like I can. This here, at the end of this run, I want to make sure that this cultivation, that this ground is taking the fertilizer. You can't really tell. I know the other field was taking fertilizer, but I just want to make sure I'm not wasting fertilizer before I verify. Yep, we're taking fertilizer, so that's good. It's almost 2 a.m. So I don't know, it might be 6 a.m. by the time we get this field fertilized. Oh, we got a gate down here in the corner of this field. That's helpful to know that if I need to exit the field from over here, I can just go to the gate. We'll definitely get this field done before morning. So I was saying earlier that we won't have any animals, but I think the only animal we may have, or we may have some sheep. We're going to wait until they're cheaper to buy. Right now they're a pretty high price to purchase. And the reason I'm thinking sheep is because they don't take much as far as care. During the summer we can just grab a grass bale and toss in the trough every so often as we're making silage bales. And in the winter time we could just buy in some hay bales. That might be cheaper than buying a tedder. I'll have to look and see if I can find a cheap tedder. If we can find a cheap tedder, then we can then we'll just make a couple hay bales before the grass dies off. All right. That job is done for now. We'll wait until we have an auto load trailer to get rid of these bales. They won't hurt us just sitting around. Let's see what we got back in here. We do have lights in here. Alright, we got pallet fork, and it's probably a bale fork up there. We got 6 pallets of seed in here, and that's about it. All right. While we're waiting, let's go ahead and open the door. You open. Let's go ahead and prep our seeder. Alright, its tongue is that way, so we'll just back around. Good, we can reach it. Let's see here. How much do I want to put in there? $150 a day, 6 meters, 180 horsepower. 4 meters, $4 a day, 80 horsepower. How much are you? How much are you? 4 meters, 4 meters, 3 meters, $50 a day. And I'll need you, so it's $55 a day. Or how much are you? 6 meters, $15 a day, and you plant grass. Plant $15 a day, 6 meters. You have a 10-mile-an-hour working speed, right? Oops. Hey, Grandpa Gaming, how you doing? You have a 6 meter working with 12 mile per hour, but you're $150 a day. You cost too much. You're gone. 50, 4 meters, 9 mile an hour. You cost. All right. We're going to use this until we. We're going to use this for now, but it's not going to last long in our fleet. I can tell you that much. It's Sunday evening here. Not sure where you are, buddy, but it's Sunday here. Let's see here. We can plant grass. Oops. Hey, you should think about joining it. You can stream, can't you? You record. I don't see any reason why you couldn't stream unless you've got just really awful internet. I don't want an offset. All right. So yeah, the premise of the challenge is 3 years and make as much money as you can. And on the last day of the 3rd year, sell everything and see what your total is. I want to get seed in the ground as fast as possible to give it a chance to grow as quick as possible. I'm hoping if I get seed in before mid-spring that it will come up. And we'll have the grass we plant will be on the same growth cycle as the in-game grass. So we have one more day of, or one more hour of this stream. And this stream, let's see here, it's 15 times, 60 minutes to an hour. That's what, I don't know how many hours, how many minutes that is. So as I said earlier, we're going to, I'm going to make 1-day episodes. And each episode will start and end at 6 a.m. So game day 1, we started at 6 a.m. We're going to run until we work through the night. We're going to stream until 6 a.m. day 2. And at that point in time, we will stop. We will save the game. We will exit to the main game menu and cancel the or stop the stream. I'll take about a 5-minute break, talk to the wife, see if she's got any plans, and if not, we'll come back. We'll stream day 2. I don't know if I'll work through the night day 2. We'll just see what we get done. And we'll work day 2, 6 a.m. until 6 a.m. day 3. If we do not work through the night, we will fast forward. We can only fast forward using the Alt-N command for seasons. We at no point in time can we change from 15x speed. So I'm going to try my absolute hardest to make sure that I don't accidentally hit that key on the keyboard. We missed a little tiddly bit. And once we either finish planting these fields and or we run out of seed in this seeder, we're going to sell this seeder because it costs too much. It has too high daily maintenance. And since I only ever plan on planting grass, I think I'm going to use the Coon cultivator that plants grass, because it looked like it only cost me $15 a day. Oh, we missed a whole little section there. So it appears to be the cheapest grass planter that I can find that has a 6-meter working width, so that's nice. I think technically the... did I miss a strip there too? Technically the Massey Ferguson pack has a seeder in it, but I've heard from people that that seeder can miss spots if you don't have perfectly flat ground. So if that is the case, I don't want to be wasting time going over the ground because I miss spots. I mean, I'm kind of annoyed that I'm missing those strips. Oh. It is 6 o'clock, so as I said, we're going to save this. Okay, make sure we're there. Okay, we're going to close out. Like I said, we're going to exit back to the main game menu, and then we're going to cancel or stop the stream. I'll take about a 5-minute break, and hopefully I'll be back for day 2. So see you here in a few minutes.